Hi guys, good morning, it's Emily. I'm Crafty Emily here on YouTube, and I'm here for my weekly cross stitch update. I am a day late, I think. It's Tuesday, it's Wednesday, I'm 2 days late. It's Wednesday morning, 8 in the morning. I've got a pretty full day, but I'm not at work. I've done earlies since I last spoke to you. I've just been on earlies, apart from Sunday where I did I did 7/5 on Sunday. So it's been a funny old week for me because I've been like, my whole time scales adjusted that way a bit. I have, however, done quite a bit of stitching. I think, when I come to record, I always think I've not done anything at all, and then when I actually pull out my pieces out my bag, I'm like, oh yeah, I stitched on that, I stitched on that, and I stitched on this. So I think I've done more than I thought I had. I'm not going to do a whole load of leather today. I only have a small window, so hopefully this video is going to be quite short because I really have got to get on today. But I didn't want to miss, I didn't want to skip, so I'm just going to show you my cross stitch and we'll do. First off, I have a fully finished object which I have just this minute finished, fully finished because I couldn't find the iron, and I have finished this rather cute little piece. It is Valentine's Day today, so it is finished on time. Looks like there's a hair on it, but there isn't, and it's very cute. I found a little 5-inch frame that I already had, and I've not put glass in. I didn't want it with the glass, so it's just laced onto a piece of mount board and just popped straight in the little 5-inch frame that I bought on Amazon, thinking it was a 6-inch frame, and it wasn't. So I'm using something I already had, and it is very, very cute. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a photograph that I will take to show you the detail of the stitching. I did take out the bow, like I said I was going to. That took a moment to think about and stitch around, but I got this finished up 3 or 4 days ago and have only just this minute put it in its little frame. As I say, I'll put up a picture to show you the detail because the light in the camera this morning isn't brilliant, but this is the light I have to work with this morning. So that's what we've got. So you can move my light a little bit more this way. This is what we've got today. Right, and I've also been working on my, let me grab them, my insects from Flossmas. I'm going to take this one out of the juice nut here because I've worked it on this one, and I can move to a different piece now. So the 6 bugs that I started in Flossmas, I've pulled to work on sort of this weekish, and I know it's time to change it out, but 1, I'm not where I need to be to change my pieces out, and 2, I've done 3 of the 6, so I'm just going to keep going until I've taken all 6 of them to 40%. They were all at, they weren't. The spider was at 9 point something%, and the butterfly was at, I think, 19 or something, so I'm aiming for 40% now. So the butterfly is now at 40%. It might have been last week. The colour today is terrible. These are on 18 count black Ada. So there's 40% on the butterfly. I then picked up the spider, which only has 2,500 stitches in it, guys. It's the smallest of them. So at 9 point something%, I really hadn't done very much. So I've brought this one to 40%. So there is 40% on the spider. I might just photograph all of these and insert photographs over me holding up my pieces because the colour is terrible. I might well do that. And then last night, the wasp was already at 29%. So I only had to do a very little bit on the wasp. So the 11% I put in was the wing colour. And now the wasp is at 40% as well. So that colour on that wing is complete, and it's 964. And just got this bit here to finish on this, but I've reached my goal. And it's the same colour I was stitching on the spider, so I just rolled on. So that's the 2 pieces on that piece of cloth. There, the wasp and the spider. And on this piece of cloth, I've got the butterfly. I've got the bee similarly the bee is quite advanced. I've got the dragonfly and I've got the ladybird. So I've got the bee, the ladybird and the dragonfly to bring up to 40%, which hopefully by my next video I will have done, and I will have moved on to a different piece. So 3 down, 3 to go. I absolutely love them. It's very hard to stitch on the Black Ada when I'm in low light conditions, which is pretty much all my stitching. So I do find it a bit of a, I have to actually feel for the holes, and some of the stitches aren't brilliant. If I do a really bad one, I will fix it, but generally I'm just keeping going. So there's that. Right, what else? Ooh, this one. So my Lola Crow, What the Cat Saw, which I want finished. Now this one is, I'm doing 1 strand a day, 1 length of DMC a day in the wallpaper, just the 1 colour to go. So I'm probably putting up a picture of where it was last week, and this week, well, 8-9 days later, it's here. So you can see now that I've joined up the gap of the wallpaper, and it was this side. I'm pointing and it's the wrong side, and I've filled in this top bit here, this bit here, and I've done a bit down there. That's just where my threads were. So now I've moved, I'm trembling a bit today, I've moved I've moved my little roundy hoop to tuck this corner in so that I can reach the corners. I can just about reach into these corners on this frame. That one I won't be able to, but that's probably going to be the last few stitches and I'll just lift it out. So we are getting there. 1 strand a day is about 80 stitches, so it's going to take me a little while, but that's what I'm doing with this one, just to get it done, rather than sitting and doing, I don't know how many stitches it is, well over 1,000 in the same colour all in one go. So there's that, I've done that. I have worked a little bit on my treasure hunt bookshelf, not as much as I need to, and I will be catching up with this very shortly. I was missing a blue, which is actually on my needle just now, a 3000 blue I don't think I'd ever owned. I just don't think I'd ever owned it. So I bought that and a 905, because I have 905, but I cannot find it. And it's in all the green leaves, so I'll put it, I haven't moved the Q-snap, I'll put a picture of where it was when I recorded last, and now it's here. So I have done a little bit. It's not massive. It's only, I'm only at 0.1 something for the month, so I do need to get my skates on because it's middle of the month now. So I'm still 6,500 stitches down so far. I can still see where I drew the line for my and yes, I'm going outside the line because that's what I do, because I've parked my thread there, so I've obviously finished up the stitches to there of this colour that I brought round here. So I am going to try and finish all of this first page, like all the ninja stitches, like this little guy here and that one there. That one, that's a bit of fluff, but there's little stitches that need filling in, and there's cat hair all over it because yes, of course there is. I still haven't made any more progress on this bag. I wasn't there when it was daylight, so the hazards of odd working hours. So there we go, that's where I am, and next week should be the dramatic change there, because I'm going to concentrate on this in the coming week. And 2 more things to show you, I think. I am rattling, we are 8 minutes in and I'm nearly done. Okay, Pilgrim. I got a bit waylaid with my Pilgrim because I got obsessed with the little Valentine's piece, which I really liked and I've really enjoyed doing. But my Pilgrim needs finishing, and it looked like this the last time I recorded. And I'm just going to pull up my pattern keeper so I can show you, I can tell you how close we're getting. Up the hill. Oh, Treasure Hunt Bookshelf is going to turn up first. Treasure Hunt Bookshelf is now at 21.1. I've got 0.9 to go. So I have got a lot of stitches to do. I've actually got 90 times 72. I've got 6,480 stitches to put into that bookshelf before the end of the month. Okay, this next week is going to be Pilgrim and it's going to be Treasure Hunt Bookshelf. Those are my plans going forwards. Oops. I've got myself a bit behind. Anyway, back to the Pilgrim. That's there. Right, my Pilgrim now is at 96.16. So we are getting there with the Pilgrim. And it's here. So what have I done? I've finished the horse. Now, if you're like me and make little mistakes and fudge things as you go, as you finish, all your mistakes compound themselves. So this horse here has got a very wonky tummy. This bottom pattern here is out by enough that I'm making it up, shall we say? Because it's a checkerboard pattern, I can't fudge it, and I am an uneven number of stitches out on the pattern, so I'm not following the pattern. I'm just saying, right, I've stitched this line here, that'll do. Just make this last bit up because it goes right the way across. But we have got the head of the mountain goat in. I've got my initials in. I did start stitching her initials because obviously you stitch them in relief, so I couldn't actually tell until I moved Pattern Keeper that I had stitched the side of the J. So I took that out and I did what I do. I made the box and then started where the corner of the J started and did mine to make sure they fitted, because the E and the B are sometimes some of the longer letters. They're not like M's and W's, but they're slightly longer. Anyway, so I've caught up, did some mindless border because there's a 3-stitch border. So when I'm either using my phone or watching YouTube on my phone or something, or messaging, I can just do a 3-stitch border. So that's still got to go all the way to there, and then this border here has got to come all the way down. So I'll move the Q-snap and pick up that border. When I move the Q-snap, I'll go back and finish the 3 things I've forgotten and then concentrate on this bit. But I still have 2,171 stitches to go on this piece, cross stitches, before the back stitch. So I really need to knock these stitches out in the next 10 days so that I've allowed myself a few days to get the back stitch done, because I want this done on leap day, which would be brilliant. And I've decided what I'm going to do for the next leap day, the next the next 4 years before next leap day. I am going to give myself 4 years to finish 4 of my long dogs, and I've decided which 4 I'm going to try and finish. I've got my Pattern Keeper here to help me. I'm going to try and finish, not Pandemic, obviously. I'm going to try and finish the Pointed Fifth, which is currently at 48%. So only 32,000 to go on that. I'm going to try and finish the New Normal, which is at 18%. I'm going to try and finish Gone to Pieces, which is at 20.5%. And I'm going to finish the one I started in Flossmas, which is Happily Ever After, which is at 2%, but is only 15,000 complete. So there's a huge one, there's 2 mid-size ones, and a small one. And I'm going to give myself 4 years to finish them. And it won't be one a year. It'll be pick it up, work on it until I'm bored, pick up a different one, work on that until I'm bored, pick up a different one, work on that until I'm bored, and then I'll just see what I fancy doing. And over the course of the next 4 years, I'm going to try and finish 4 of the long dogs that I've got on the go. I'm really enjoying. I love them, but I would like them finished. So I'm not going to start a new one and go 4 years with a different one. I'm going to, and I know I was going to give myself Ragnarok. I might start that at some point, but at the moment, for my brain the way it is at the moment, I'd like to work on the things that I already love and I'm already working on, and try and get them finished for now. I think that's the best I can do for me for now. So that's my plan going forwards for the next long dog leap year Sal, is finish 4 of my existing long dogs, and I've not picked the hardest. I've not picked Pandemic. I could have given myself 4 years to finish Pandemic, but that would mean concentrating on it, and I'm not quite there to do that at the moment. I'd like to be able to choose between a bigger range, and it doesn't mean I won't work on other things as well. Obviously, in that 4 years I've started 13 long dogs, so it's not a this is what you are doing with long dogs in the next 4 years. It's in 4 years I would like to finish these 4 long dogs, and it's not one a year. It hopefully I'll finish all 4 of them as it rolls, or I'm hoping to be like this, just in the middle of February, be finishing the last one, kind of thing. We'll see. So the only other thing I've worked on this week has been City of Love by Emma Congdon, Stitch Rovia. Last time I recorded it looked like this. This time it looks a bit like this. So I have done some stitching on it. I'm very pleased. I love stitching on this, even though I have to be gentle with my stitching because it's 22 count hard hanger. It is a pale, sort of pale, probably cream. I was going to say it's pale yellow. It's probably cream. Piece of mystery gift is what it is. It's at 18.25%, so conservatively I think the 20% finish for its rotation would be lovely. But if I go over, I go over. If I get more done, I get more done. If I don't get 20%, I probably will sit and stitch until it's 20%. But I'm at 18 just now. Tell you what, this purple hole here is really annoying me. But I've been putting in 938 because I had obviously used up or mislaid or don't know what my skein of 938, so I went and bought a new one. And I've been filling in because there was a lot of these gaps that were in it were 938. So I've been filling in gaps this morning, done all these windows here, done this, done these windows, done this bit. So it's kind of, I'm going to try and it's kind of done. This corner's kind of done, and then as you go this way it gets more spattery, and if it goes that way it's hardly anything done. But I've finished this building here, which is 712, which is like basically the palest beigey colour. It's just darker than cream. So I've done a little bit on that one, which I'm happy with. Yeah, so this coming week I need to concentrate on the Pilgrim. I need to concentrate on the treasure hunt bookshelf and see if I can still manage to put in a strand of this. This lives in the front pocket of my bag here. This lives in the front pocket. So this is with me all the time. So these are the 2 pieces. Generally when I finish work, if I'm on an early, I go to my parents and pick up children or wait for children to get finished school. They've been on half term this week, so I'm just kind of picking up and what have you. Yeah, 938. So this, which I still haven't cut down, I really should just cut it down. You know what? I am over it. I'm over it. I'm over it. I don't know what I'm saving this piece of scraggy 20 count Ada for, but let's do it. I don't know why. I've been stitching on this so long. I'm just cutting it down. Why not? I don't know why I'm carrying this huge piece of scraggledy old Ada with me. So that is no longer required. Put that over there for later. That's so much easier now. There we go. So that just goes in there. It's big enough for that. So I've got them both with me as and when. So that travels around with me. So treasure hunt bookshelf, that one strand into what the cat saw, and then I've got 3 of these that I'd like to bring up to 40%. Ladybird's one of them. Spider's already there. And that's about it, guys. So 20 minutes today, but it's better than me missing it and not doing it at all. Righto, I'm going to sign off. I've got to wake some kiddies up and get them up and about. And yeah, I've got jobs to do today. Righto, I will see you later. And happy Valentine's Day to you all. Bye bye, guys.